Breaking news just dropped, and if you're a Caitlyn Clark fan, you're going to want to hear every single word of this. Before we dive into what just happened at the Indiana Fever practice facility, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're about to reveal something that could change everything for the WNBA this season. So, here's what went down. While everyone's been panicking about Caitlyn Clark's mysterious groin injury, something massive just happened behind closed doors in Indianapolis. And let me tell you, what we discovered is gonna blow your mind. We've been digging deep, talking to sources, checking every single update, and what we found out about Caitlyn's return timeline is absolutely insane. Remember when everyone thought she'd be out for months? Well, hold on to your seats because footage just leaked from the Fever's practice facility that's got the entire basketball world shaking. Scott Agnes from Fieldhouse Files managed to capture something that the Indiana Fever definitely didn't want getting out yet. And trust me, when you hear what Caitlyn was doing at practice, you're gonna lose it. But that's not even the craziest part. While Caitlyn's been meeting with top doctors in New York, something else has been brewing in the WNBA that's about to explode. Dave Portnoy just went nuclear on social media defending these players, and what he revealed about the league's finances is gonna make your jaw drop. We're talking about franchise values jumping from $50 million to $250 million. That's a 500% increase, people. Let's start with what just happened at practice. So picture this. Everyone's expecting Caitlyn to be in street clothes, maybe on crutches, looking all injured and sad on the sidelines. But nope, our girl shows up fully dressed in her practice gear. Not just sitting there either. She's moving around, she's engaged, and get this, during the last game when she was supposedly too injured to play, cameras caught her jumping up and down on the sidelines like she just won the lottery. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is she faking the injury? Is this some kind of mind game? Here's where it gets interesting. Multiple sources confirmed she really did meet with specialists in New York last week. These aren't your average doctors either. We're talking about the same medical team that worked with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, the elite of the elite. And the fact that she's already back in practice gear, that tells us something huge. See, when athletes have serious groin injuries, they're usually in rehab for weeks before they can even think about putting on practice clothes. The fact that Caitlyn's already suited up means one of two things. Either her injury wasn't as bad as everyone thought, or these New York doctors have some kind of magic treatment that's accelerating her recovery. And based on what we're seeing, it's looking like she could be back on the court way sooner than anyone expected. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. While Caitlyn's been dealing with this injury situation, the entire WNBA has been turned upside down. You saw those all-star players wearing "Pay Us What We Deserve" shirts? Well, that wasn't just for show. There's a full-blown revolution happening right now, and Caitlyn Clark is right at the center of it. Dave Portnoy, love him or hate him, just dropped some truth bombs that have everyone talking. He pointed out something that should make everyone's head spin. Caitlyn Clark, the biggest star in women's basketball, the player who single-handedly changed TV ratings and ticket sales, is making $76,000 a year. $76,000! There are people working regular 9-to-5 jobs making more than the woman who's revolutionizing an entire sport. And get this, Portnoy revealed that if someone offered him the chance to buy a WNBA franchise for $250 million, he'd sign that check without blinking. Why? Because he knows what everyone in the business world is starting to realize. This league is about to explode. We're not talking about small growth here. We're talking about franchises that could be worth $1 billion in the next decade. The Golden State Valkyries, the new expansion team, paid $50 million just to join the league. They've already sold out every single game. They're averaging more attendance than a third of NBA teams. Let that sink in. A brand new WNBA team is outdrawing established NBA franchises. If that doesn't tell you where this league is heading, I don't know what will. But here's the part that really gets me fired up. While all this financial revolution is happening, while franchise values are skyrocketing and TV deals are exploding, Caitlyn Clark is making less money than some benchwarmer in the G League. It's absolutely criminal. And the craziest part? She's not even complaining about it. She's just out there balling, changing the game, and now fighting through injury to get back on the court. Speaking of getting back on the court, let's talk about what this practice appearance really means. When an athlete shows up to practice in full gear after a groin injury, it's usually a sign they're in the final stages of recovery. Think about it. Teams don't risk further injury by having players suit up unless they're close to returning. The liability alone would be insane. Plus, remember how she was jumping around during the last game? That's not something you do with a serious groin injury. Trust me, I've had friends who've dealt with groin pulls and they can barely walk, let alone jump. The fact that Caitlyn was showing that kind of movement tells us her recovery is going incredibly well. Now, the Fever haven't released an official timeline yet, and that's actually smart. Why give your opponents extra time to prepare? If other teams think Caitlyn's going to be out for weeks, they might not game plan for her. Then boom! She shows up ready to drop 40 points and 10 assists. It's brilliant strategy if you ask me. But let's get back to this pay situation because it's absolutely wild. Angel Reese, another rookie sensation, is in the same boat. These women are filling arenas, driving merchandise sales through the roof, and creating must-see TV every single night. Yet they're making less than what some NBA players spend on a single shopping trip. It's not just unfair, it's bad business. Think about this from a pure economics standpoint. When Magic Johnson and Larry Bird entered the NBA, they transformed the league. TV ratings went up, attendance skyrocketed, and guess what? They got paid accordingly. The NBA recognized that investing in its stars was investing in its future. The WNBA needs to wake up and realize the same thing is happening right now. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon. She's got young girls across the country picking up basketballs for the first time. She's got grown men who never watched women's basketball before clearing their schedules to watch Fever games. She's literally changing the culture of sports in America, and she's doing it while making less than a mid-level marketing manager. And here's what really burns me up. You've got these old heads in the WNBA acting like the new fans Caitlyn brings in aren't real fans. Are you kidding me? A fan is a fan. Whether they've been watching for 20 years or 20 minutes, if they're buying tickets and jerseys and tuning in on TV, they're helping the league grow. This gatekeeping nonsense needs to stop. Dave Portnoy nailed it when he said the league's management is clueless. How do you have the hottest sports property in America and not know how to market it? How do you have Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, Sophie Cunningham, and all these incredible personalities and not turn them into household names? It's marketing malpractice. But you know what? Despite the league's best efforts to shoot itself in the foot, the revolution is happening anyway. Caitlyn Clark made sure of that. She's on the Players' Collective Bargaining Committee now. She's not just changing the game on the court, she's changing it in the boardroom too. And with her influence, these players are finally going to get what they deserve. Let me paint you a picture of what's coming. In 5 years, WNBA players won't be making $76,000. They'll be making $760,000 minimum. The salary cap won't be a joke anymore. It'll be real money that allows these athletes to focus solely on basketball instead of wondering how they're going to pay rent. And Caitlyn Clark will be right at the center of it all. She's already proved she can fill arenas. She's already proved she can drive ratings. Now she's proving she can come back from injury faster than anyone expected. This woman is unstoppable, and the league better recognize that before it's too late. Speaking of coming back, let's talk timeline. Based on what we're seeing with her practice participation, I'm predicting Caitlyn could be back within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's way ahead of the 6 to 8 week timeline some people were throwing around. And when she comes back, watch out. You know she's been watching film, studying defenses, planning her revenge tour. The Fever are currently fighting for a playoff spot, and getting Caitlyn back could be the difference between making a run and going home early. Can you imagine the ratings if the Fever make the playoffs with a healthy Caitlyn Clark? The league might actually break viewing records, and that's exactly why she needs to be paid like the superstar she is. But it's not just about Caitlyn. Sophie Cunningham has been balling out too. She's another player who brings personality and excitement to the game. The league has so many marketable stars right now, it's insane they're not capitalizing on it better. These women aren't asking for charity, they're asking for their fair share of a pie that's growing bigger every single day. You want to know how big this is getting? The WNBA just announced they're looking at adding more expansion teams. Cities are literally fighting each other for the chance to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to join this league. That doesn't happen unless there's serious money to be made. And trust me, there is. The TV deals coming up are going to be massive. We're talking about potentially billions of dollars over the next decade. Streaming services are fighting for rights. Traditional networks want in. Everyone sees what's happening except apparently the people running the league. But that's about to change, and Caitlyn Clark is leading the charge. Here's my prediction, and you can quote me on this. Within 2 years, the WNBA will announce a new CBA that dramatically increases player salaries. Caitlyn Clark will sign an extension that makes her one of the highest paid female athletes in the world, and the league will finally start marketing its stars the way they deserve. And you know what the best part is? This is just the beginning. Wait until Paige Bueckers enters the league. Wait until Juju Watkins is eligible. The talent pipeline is stacked, and every one of these players is going to benefit from what Caitlyn Clark is doing right now. She's not just changing her own future, she's changing the future for every woman who picks up a basketball. So while we wait for the official word on Caitlyn's return, just know that big things are happening. The practice footage tells us she's closer than anyone thought. The financial revolution tells us these players are about to get paid. And the future of women's basketball has never looked brighter. Before we wrap this up, let me leave you with this thought. We're witnessing history right now. In 20 years, people are going to look back at this moment as when everything changed for women's sports. Caitlyn Clark didn't just bring her talent to the WNBA, she brought a movement. And that movement is going to result in every player in this league finally getting the respect and compensation they deserve. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because when Caitlyn officially announces her return date, we'll be the first to let you know. And trust me, with everything that's happening in the WNBA right now, you don't want to miss a single update. This league is about to explode, and we're here for every second of it.